Synchronicity University is proud to present some of the most brilliant astrologers on the planet, and you've got a little time left to join our September programs for as low as just $5 a class, an unheard of rate to learn from these astrologers. Learn more and sign up now at synchronicityuniversity.com. Links below. Hello, fabulous superstar Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of August 2025. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month is so significant, especially for you. You are likely to feel all the feels, especially in the first days of this month, if not even longer. And a lot of it does come down to the grand sextile, or the great sextile, as some call it. And this is a larger harmonious configuration. But what we are going to have this month is right around the 5th or 6th of the month, depending on where you are on the planet, Mars will move into fellow air sign Libra. And in so doing is going to set up not only a grand trine energy with Pluto in your sign, Uranus in the other air sign Gemini, but will also set up a much larger configuration than that. And it is a near Star of David energy we have here. And what this represents is supreme harmony and opportunity. Pluto is in your sign. And not only that, we have got, as part of this larger grand sextile and near Star of David energy, well, Saturn and Neptune are close together in the sky, intimately involved with these energies at this time. It is going to be Uranus that perfects its connection to Saturn mid-month, and then late in the month perfects its connection to Neptune. Now, I mention all of this to say, Uranus is your modern ruling planet. Saturn is your ancient ruling planet. This month is huge, just in the fact that these two planets are speaking in harmony with each other. But then you add that we've got this larger configuration at play with Pluto in your sign. And I know I've said this to you before, and I might say this to you again and again for about 18 more years to come, as Pluto slowly makes its way through your sign. But you have Pluto in your sign, which means, on the one hand, you are the one with the power, especially where energies might get tense. If there's tension involving Pluto and you have Pluto, you are the one with the power. However, Pluto is also about powerlessness, but in this case, with such harmonious energies at play, it speaks volumes to you feeling at the top of your game, you feeling like you understand what really matters and what doesn't, and you feeling like you're able to focus in on the things that matter and just let go, find freedom from the things that really don't. It's about using this lifetime well and fully, and being a part of this incarnation that much more. And I think all of this is going to stir so strongly for you, especially right around the 9th of the month, because that is when we are going to have a full moon in your sign. Now, what's fascinating is this is when we have this near Star of David configuration just really strong in the sky. However, it is that full moon that is essentially unaspected, meaning it's not really talking to other power players in the sky. And what that tells me is you are feeling a lot as full moons bring on emotion. You're feeling all the feels, as they say. But it isn't necessarily about anyone else or anything else. It's about you knowing some truth about yourself, connecting to a well of emotion that might feel just downright uncomfortable, but ultimately helps you to get in touch with what matters to you most, what matters to you first, your identity. Being really clear with that on a heart level, which is what is going to help you to take advantage of this larger, supremely harmonious configuration at play at this time. You make it relevant to you because you make yourself a priority at this time. Like I said, you're feeling all the feels. They're coming right to the surface. They're stirring very strongly, but those feels are likely all your own. It's not that other people are doing things that are inspiring this, but rather it's what you're realizing about yourself. And in that way, it's actually that much more important. But we still have that larger configuration at play. And that is suggesting that this year and next year as well, when this energy is strong, well, it is set to change your direction in important ways. not just now, but for a very long time to come, years to come, in fact. Moving forward, the 11th of the month is when Mercury will go direct in your opposite sign, no less. If you needed a sign, a moment of clarity as to who another person is in terms of a business partner or professional alliance, this will give you that clarity. You will have a sense of finally knowing whether it is where you stand or what's really going on, or having the conversation or hearing what this person's actually saying to you, coming to an agreement, understanding the terms. All of this becomes a whole lot more a straightforward endeavor. Whereas before you might not have realized what someone was communicating with you. Now you see it, you get it. There is that clarity, there is that knowing. But with this energy also comes a sense of acknowledgement where there might have been misunderstandings and how you feel about that now. It is the following day on the 12th of the month that we are going to have a very special configuration, Venus meeting Jupiter in the sky. And this makes for the most romantic day of the year. And I'll talk about love in just a little bit, but this meeting is happening in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your work life, your assignments, your clients, customers, coworkers, your work environment. And it also has to do with how well you take care of you and your health-related habits. Now, this energy is supremely protective. It is an energy of blessing and abundance. So it's actually a really great place to be experiencing this energy. Where it is that you're hoping for work-related opportunity and abundance there, that just might find you. You might find yourself feeling especially busy, but there's a lot of love and joy in what you're doing day in and day out at the same time. This is also very protective, very healing energy where it comes to your health and figuring out what to do so that you can feel that much better going forward from here. This is an energy of clarity, an energy of strength, an energy of knowing some things about you in terms of what it is to take the very best care of you and to bring heart to that endeavor. Now, navigating forward, it is going to be on the 23rd of the month that we will have this month's new moon. And this new moon is special for a few reasons. So one reason that it's special is normally you get one new moon per sign per year, and per sign means per area of life per year. But this time it's a little different. This is the first of two new moons. This new moon that happens on the 23rd is taking place at 0 degrees, a very karmic degree. New moons bring new beginnings, but at 0 degrees, we don't quite know what those beginnings are just yet. And it's okay to stay open to possibility, to consider the potential here. Next month's new moon is a solar eclipse new moon at that, which means it is a jacked up energy. It's that much more karmic, but it's also at 29, again, a very karmic degree, which does suggest there is a beginning, but also an ending. There's a lot of intensity there with that eclipse, and I'll be here to talk about it when we get there. But for now, and bringing our attention back to this month, whatever we think is happening, we just might see it differently once we navigate further into next month and get that solar eclipse energy. But whatever's happening now, I will say this. Uranus is square this new moon, which means it comes on by surprise. It is also going to be this new moon that is part of a Yod configuration, which is a major configuration in the sky. On the one hand, we get Neptune and Saturn. On the other, we get Pluto in your sign. Both of these configurations speaking to each other in harmony, but both are also quincunx this new moon. So that's all the tech talk to say. This energy too comes on by surprise, but the potential for resolution, quick resolution in many cases, is there as well. Now for you, this new moon takes place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with profound change, truth, transformation, regeneration, and wealth. And so for many out there, there is going to be some facing of truth, some realization of what stays, what goes, what has served its purpose, what phase of life is over, what phase of life you're moving into, what mattered to you before maybe doesn't anymore. And acknowledging that facilitates a meaningful change to occur for you at this time. But for all that, We also have this part of the sky having to do with your relationship with financial institutions, grants, loans, bursaries, benefits you qualify for. And all of this might come into focus at this time. Again, it might come up very quickly, but you resolve it very quickly as well. And I'm going to say it again, Pluto is in your sign. And that means, for the most part, you are the one with the power. There's a lot of strength with Pluto in your sign. But Pluto is also that contrast between power and powerlessness, and facing that contrast. That is going to be an important part of the spiritual lesson that's going to be with you for many years to come as Pluto slowly moves through your sign. But having said that, and in the context of this new moon, understand that if something does come up financially, the money you need is going to be there. When we have such strong financial energy, it means the money you need is there. You're navigating spiritual lessons. And whatever those spiritual lessons just might be, you're able to resolve them very quickly at this time as well. Now, where it comes to matters of love, okay, we do have the most romantic day of the year on the 12th of the month. And so to me, this suggests like workplace romances, or really this is the part of the sky that I consider the proof is in the pudding part of the sky. But what we also get is, well, Mercury going direct in your opposite sign, I think that might end up being even more significant in the context of love, because it's the ability to recognize where there have been misunderstandings, miscommunications, where there is a need to be more clear with another, with yourself, or maybe just clear about how you really feel and why, what you're really wanting and why, and whether or not the path you're on is going to get you there. Whatever the assumptions are, it's almost like you don't realize there's been miscommunication, or you don't realize you've misunderstood. But even if you did, and you know, I've been saying to you, breakups that happen with Mercury retrograde in your opposite sign tend to not stay broken up. And so once Mercury goes direct, this is the clearing of things to help you to understand what was really going on. And so, yeah, if you're not going to stay broken up, this is where you come back together. For those of you open to meeting someone new, whether it is related to someone you had your eye on, someone you hoped more would pan out with, whether it has to do more with your understanding of a past situation, there is going to be this burst of clarity as to where you stand with another, but also what your feelings are about another, and whether or not there's a pathway forward there. If there isn't, this is where you get to be honest with yourself about that. You're honest about what it is that you've seen and what it is that you actually feel and why. That helps you to understand what it is you might want to do next. Now, if it is that you're just starting to date someone, you're getting to know somebody, this is where clarity comes in. If there were misunderstandings, they start to clear up. But I think this is also about seeing this person more accurately, differently. Now, sometimes if you meet somebody during a Mercury retrograde season, what you think it is and what it actually is could end up being very different. But what it ends up being actually could be even better as a possibility. So stay open, see where it is that you are meant to have that realization as to whether or not there is a pathway forward with this person. If there is, it'll be clear. But if there isn't, you'll see that too. And for those of you in an established bond, the overwhelming majority are going to find maybe there were some misunderstandings, maybe you realized it or didn't, but it's nothing of great consequence and it gets cleared up. There is going to be that small percent. If you have felt that you might not be in the right relationship for you, Mercury going direct is really going to clear things up for you very quickly. You add to this that we have that meeting of Venus and Jupiter in that part of the sky that has to do with the proof is in the pudding. What does that mean? It means the details. It means, what is this person showing you? What are they demonstrating in the small moments, day in and day out? Is there something here or not? You're going to be able to see it that much more clearly. And if there isn't, you're able to acknowledge it as part of figuring out the next best steps for you. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I'm going to say I actually think the full moon in your sign is going to be really important. It happens just 2 days before we have Mercury going direct in your opposite sign. And what that suggests is whatever realization you're having about another person, a business partner, professional alliance, or romantic alliance, It really does start with you getting honest about what your heart wants, what you're really feeling, what you want in your heart of hearts in every area of life. It becomes that much more apparent to you at this time. And so stay open to possibilities. Find a way to strive to just stay true to what your emotions are trying to show you about whom it is you really are. And from there, you'll understand that much more what you really feel for another and what it is you might want to do next. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity, university events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. And thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.